Well, that was an eventful run of games, and by the looks of it, that isn't going to stop today. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 30 of One Team, One Dream, Into the Woods. My name is James, and on today's episode, we have two massive games in the league as we face first place Crewe, followed by fourth place Crawley. And since the last episode, we've had a little bit of everything. If we look at this, so we had on the last episode we had Southend and Morecambe. We followed that with another 4-1 home win against Forest Green, a 1-0 win away at Scunthorpe, and then we had a few iffy results: 0-0 against Bolton and a very dismal 3-1 home loss to Wickham. At the time, both teams were in and around mid-table of League Two, are now starting to push their way up the table a little bit, but still very disappointing for where we're currently sitting in the league. And with all those, we are currently still sitting third place in League Two. We are 12 points behind Crewe. I think the any chances anyone had of taking the top spot has probably gone at this point. But we'll come to that. We're only third on goal difference, with Crawley 1 point behind us, which obviously makes our game in this episode all the more important. Now, one thing I did notice in regards to Crewe is they have lost their last 3 games. Colchester, who are around mid-table, Plymouth, who are now in second, and Carlisle, who are in fact 23rd in League Two. And that's probably a bigger shock than us losing 3-1 to Wickham. And with a 3-game losing streak, you got to think, A, we've got a good chance of getting a result today, but B, also their manager must be starting to get under a little bit of pressure. And in regards to Crawley, they are in a very similar boat, not quite as bad. They have had 2 draws out of the last 3, and then a 1-0 loss against Scunthorpe, who we managed to beat. So fingers crossed, this has got to be the best chances we've got of beating both those teams. And if we do, it really does put us in a strong contention for an automatic promotion spot, as we are now at the beginning of February with only a couple of months left to play. Other than that, there was no real major transfer news during the January transfer window. We had a few youngsters who weren't really ever going to make it out of the club, who have gone, players you never really saw on an episode. They never really made it out of the under-18, so they have gone on to pastures new. The only bit of news, and it has been a recent bit of news, is we are running very low on right backs. So we currently only have Shay Charles and Ben Winter as right back, having sold Daniel in January. And it looks like Ben is going as well. I would have probably looked to push him on in the summer anyway. He's 2-star current ability, a 2.5-star potential ability. So he's an okay backup, but isn't really anywhere near the quality we need in the starting 11. And he has recently kicked off about not being able to go out on loan. We offered him out a couple of times. No one came in for him. Then we sold Daniel, and obviously I wasn't going to try and push him out then, leaving us with only one right back. But I've told him he can leave. I've told him he can go. We're going to sell him at the nearest opportunity we can. So I'll be pushing him. He obviously won't be able to go until the summer anyway. So we have got him as a backup until then. But it does put getting a right back top of our transfer list once for the summer. So let's get into what in theory is the tougher of the 2 matches today, as we face first place Crawley, but a Crawley side who are very much in a downward spiral at the moment, and hopefully we can add to that. And coming into this match, I'm going against my assistant manager. We'll see how quickly this turns against me, but I'm going in this with a positive mentality. He suggested going with a cautious mentality, but based on the fact they've lost their last 3 games, they're going to be hurting. Yes, they're going to want to come out and get a result, but I think we need to pile on the pressure and make sure that we are coming out of the traps really quickly. And this is the team that is going to be looking to do that today. We have Huddard in goal, a back 4 of Powell, Bennett, Tricker and Charles, McDonnell and Adebayi in central midfield, Daly, Lewis and Taylor Crossdale are the attacking 3, with Fagan up front. Iqbal is also back from international duty, so he is back on the bench. But with Daly having played well in the last couple of games, Iqbal can't make a break back into the side yet, so he'll be likely to be coming on in the second half. The other thing that hopefully will continue today is the scoring form of both Fagan and Taylor Crossdale, both of which were in and among the goals in the back-to-back 4-1 wins a couple of games ago. It dropped off a little bit as we had a little bit of tiredness, and so we've had to do a little bit of rotation, which probably does explain the slightly dodgy results of the last couple of games. But we are coming to this about as close to full strength as we can. I'm going to pump the fists. Come on, lads, show me what you can do. Let's go out, even if this isn't a case of being able to fight for the title position and first in the table. We are definitely looking for a statement win in this game. But Crewe have a throw in out on the far side with Gabriel whipped into the centre, but Tricker manages to clear it only as far as Pritchard. Pritchard back to Adebisi, whom that is. Gabriel out on the far side again. Now to Booty, to Gabriel, to Pritchard, to Short. They're working their way in, but Tricker tries to get a tackle in, misses. Collins is through. I'm not sure who that was in the centre. They're flinging his arms around. Better pick it on the replay who that was. But that was a feeble tackle from whoever that was in the centre. So the ball comes in. Gabriel to Pritchard to Short. Short puts the ball through. Collins is there. Who's that coming running in now? Bennett comes in. Really feeble. Doesn't he? I say feeble tackle. Doesn't even bother putting in a tackle. Collins has a turn of speed. Goes round Huddard and puts Crewe ahead after only 6.5 minutes. But we have a corner. Can we punch back straight away? McDonald into the centre. Crossdale tries to get the head in. Unfortunately, it is cleared by the Crewe defender. But the ball is back to Powell. To Bennett. To Adebayo. To McDonald. Can we create something again? Ball through to Daly. Daly smashes it into the top corner for only his second goal of the season. Coming in off that left-hand side of the inverted winger role. But this time, Roland Creator is scorer. As Bennett puts the ball forward to Adebayo, to McDonald. Brilliant ball through by McDonald. Daly chips it over the goalkeeper, smashing it into the top corner. We peg them back straight away, which is really what we need to do against this side. Hopefully now we can push on from here. We have a throw-in. On the left-hand side, Powell with the ball to Lewis. Back to Powell. To McDonald. McDonald tries to get through. Unfortunately, he's being pressured, but the ball clearance only goes as far as Bennett. Bennett to McDonald. Back to Bennett again. Bennett having to go back all the way back to Huddard. He couldn't find a option going forward. Chip forward to Adebayo. To McDonald. This is really nice, patient play from us. Hopefully, this is a good sign about us keeping possession. Charles to Crossdale. We are being pressured quite well though by the Crewe line. To McDonald. Back to Bennett yet again. And we've just gone in a massive circle basically. Down to Daly. Daly chips it forward looking for Crossdale. For Adebayo to Fagan. Beautiful one-touch football from Boreham Wood there. Ricky Fagan with his 13th of the season. I mean, it had a slow build-up, but what fantastic football by the end of it. Bennett to Daly. Daly chips it over. And we have 1, 2, 3. And in the back of the net, Fagan just taking a touch to steady himself. To put us 2-1 ahead after only 20 minutes. McDonald with a free kick. Whip to the back post. Fagan's taken down. That is a penalty. Fagan can be looking for his second. Our third of the half. Fagan steps up against the Crewe goalkeeper. And he just about slides it under Lewis. I mean, that's 2 penalties in a row he's now had on episodes where he's only just about scored. I don't know whether he's tempting fate by not necessarily putting the power behind it, but slotting it under the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper guesses the right way, but can't stop it. And that goal pushes us into second in the table. I presume Plymouth are losing. But Crewe have a throw in here. It is not over yet. Short with the ball to Pritchard. To Williams. Williams comes in off the right-hand side. Smashes it past Huddard. Huddard's going to be disappointed to be beaten at his near post there. For his first goal of the season. Another underlying theme from this season is players scoring their first goals against us. Williams at a turn of speed was completely tricked. Was that Powell on that far side? I presume that was Powell on the left-hand side. And smashes it in to bring them within a goal of us. Let's get another goal before half-time. With the throw-in to Bennett to Fagan. Through to Daly. Can he get his second? Unfortunately, he's not as accurate with that shot as he was with his first goal. And it goes sailing into the stands. Well, what an eventful first half that was. I mean, we have by far the better XG in that game. really, it's disappointing that Crewe have actually managed to score 2. That second one will have to put down to a mistake by both Powell and Huddard there in goal, which would explain their ratings compared with pretty much anyone else. Although both Lewis and Crossdale are not having a good game either. But luckily enough for the players are that it means we are ahead at half-time. I'm going to point the finger. Things that you're playing well so far, but I think there's more improvement to be had in this game as well. I think we need to go out with that kind of mentality to really keep this lead in the second half. And we have the first highlight only 2 minutes into the second half. Crossdale with the ball. Originating from the goal kick to Charles. Back to Crossdale. Nice 1-2. Into Lewis. Lewis loses the ball. Lewis is not having a very good game. And I think if he carries on like that, he's not going to last very long in this second half. Crewe now come forward with the ball. To Twine. To Collins, who is through yet again from range. Luckily, he is offside. We allowed him to be in open space there. Luckily, he was taken in by the offside trap, and the goal was chalked off. But we got away with one there. Very, very lucky. And coming up to 60 minutes, we're going to make a couple of substitutions. First player to come off is going to be Lewis. Iqbal was going to come on for him in that advanced playmaker role. Crossdale is also having a poor game, so I'm going to push Daly over to that far side. Let's bring on Robson and switch Daly to that inside forward role. See if he can try and get a second in this game alongside Fagan. I actually didn't put a backup left back on the bench. I didn't have space having Winter on there because I assumed that Charles would be struggling. But Charles actually seems to be holding up quite well. And frustratingly, it's actually Powell that is having the poor game. I think what we might do is have a individual team talk with Powell. Let's demand more from him. Confirm that shout. But going on in the background, Crewe have scored while that's been going on. I didn't even see what happened there. Buckley Ricketts with his 10th of the season. Who left him unmarked? Gabriel with a throw in to Booty. To Adizi? Presume that is. At a back post. That is Powell yet again. I really want to take him off, but I frustratingly have no one to bring on for him. But he has been undone so much at that back post in this game. Madonna with a free kick. Can we get another goal? Short, though, has collected the ball for Crewe and now bring it forward to Pritchard. They're coming down that left-hand side yet again. Push them inside. Booty back to Pritchard. To Jordan. Powell manages to clear it this time to Robson. Can he make up for his fault so far in this game? A wayward pass from Powell. And Collins is in yet again. And this is going to be 4. It is 4, and that is disgusting. I'm being punished for not having a backup left back on the bench. I mean, can Ben Winter play left back? No, he can't. Can Charles? No, he can't. Can anyone? Can anybody in this team play left back? And Charles is also now struggling as well on a 6.5. I'm going to have to take him off. Bring on Ben Winter. Does he have any form of left foot? He's reasonable on his left foot. Excellent. So he's going to play out. He's going to play left back. And hopefully, I mean, he's got half a star at left back, so I doubt he's going to provide much security there. And actually, every substitution I've brought on, Iqbal and Robertson both having a poor game. I can't do anything but blame myself for this one with the tactical change, with the substitutions. Because I'm going to demand more from the players because that is ridiculous, the fact that we have thrown this game away in this second half. We have allowed Crewe back into this game. And we've had no other highlights. That is going to be it. I mean, we're going football cliches. That was definitely a game of two halves. But what it does show me is we have no depth in this squad at all. Outside of the starting 11, we bring players on and all they did was make the team worse. I'm a thrash in my arms. I'm far from pleased from that result. That second half was absolutely disgusting. You were right, Ali Ballard. Whoever you are. We were shocking today. Absolute disgrace of a result. Right, well, expect me to make no substitutions in the next game. Well, it's match day 2, and I have made the decision. I am taking complete responsibility for that atrocious performance in the second half against Crewe. Mainly because, and I'm sure everyone else noticed, I was playing a 1.5 star Lucas Powell at left back when I had a perfectly healthy Reece Devine, who wasn't even on the bench because I assumed he was still injured. So if we include the fact that my substitutes came on and did next to nothing, I'd say I probably went a long way to at least helping us concede a few of those goals. But hopefully we can bounce back in this game. However, Iqbal, who did have a poor performance in that game, is also now starting. He and Devine are 2 changes to the starting 11 for the game against Crawley. So we have Huddle in goal, a back four of Devine, Bennett, Tricker and Charles. A much stronger looking back four now. McDonald and Adebayi, as usual, in central midfield. Daly and Taylor Crossdale and Fagan, the usual front three. With Iqbal this time sitting in the hole, replacing Lewis, who drops to the bench. And we are less than a minute in, and Crawley are in from a free kick. And it's all starting all over again, isn't it? This is where we crumble. I was so positive as well at the start of this episode. This is what I get for being positive at the start of an episode. I always get punished for being positive at the start of an episode. And we've got the ball here. Hopefully we can get a goal back. McDonald to Fagan to Daly. We did it against Crewe. Can we do it again? Fagan puts it wide this time. No such luck. But the highlights are coming thick and fast. Hamer with a goal kick. Pushing forward to Devine. Trying to find Fagan. Can't. And Crawley are bringing the ball forward again. McDonald, Tricker, Bennett, back to Tricker. Now to Iqbal. Can he do better than he did in the last game? Adebayi. To Crossdale. He was pretty much absent from in that last game as well. Out wide to Charles. Charles tried to go past his man to Adebayi. In centre to Iqbal. To McDonald. To Taylor Crossdale. Who's taken down. Surely that's a penalty. McDonald takes a shot from range. Hamer puts the ball. Is it Hamer or Hammer? Puts the ball over the top. McDonald with the corner. Whips it in looking for Daly. Can't find him, unfortunately. And that ends the highlight. But if we lose in this game as well, that's going to be 3 on the bounce. Which is ironic, the fact I was saying that we were going to win, we were going to do well in these games because of the fact the 2 teams we were facing had been poor in the last 3 games. If we lose this one as well, I could see this being the beginning of the end for us. And it's only going to spiral from here. Frost with the ball, bring it forward for Crawley. To Emerson, they're through again. Luckily, he puts the ball wide. We're going to have to try and do something, and fast. McDonald to Fagan, to Adebayi. Cannot find Daly, but the ball is pinging around. Manages to come back to us. To Iqbal, to Fagan, to Crossdale. Can we do something this time? Yes, he's offside. I mean... Right, Crossdale bringing the ball forward on 35 minutes to Adebayi. Tackle comes in, but the ball lands at Iqbal's feet. To McDonald, to Daly, to Fagan, to Daly, to McDonald. Come on, guys. Puts the ball through. Ball comes into Fagan. That was an awful back pass by Fossey there. Ball lands to Fagan, who scores his 15th goal of the season. We have been absolutely gifted an equaliser there. Iqbal to McDonald. To Daly, 1-2 with Fagan. Back to McDonald. McDonald tries to put the ball through. Poor ball that ends up at Fossey's feet, but he passes it back to his goalkeeper inexplicably. Fagan jumps in. He reacts first and puts it in to make it 1-1. And we now have our tails up. Charles with the ball to Iqbal. Back to Charles. To Adebayi. Colton with the wayward tackle there. Into Charles. To Iqbal, to McDonald, and then Daly. I mean, could somebody put a decent pass in, please? Chipped over top to Crossdale, and he puts it in to make it 2 for his 9th goal of the season. At least Crossdale has turned up today. At least he's looked at his mistakes in the last game and gone, I'm going to make up for that awful performance. On the half volley, smashes it into the top corner. And straight from the kickoff, we have a highlight. Adebayi to McDonald. To Daly. Can we look at... I put the ice on the cake this early in the game. Fagan with a header. Fantastic cross from Daly. Fagan with a rocket header into the top corner. I mean, it was at pretty much point-blank range. There was no way the goalkeeper was getting to that. But 9-10 seconds into the second half... Daly with the ball, whipped in. Fagan with a fantastic header into the top corner. 16 seconds on the clock in the second half. We have made it 3-1. However, it was 3-1 at that point in the second half in the last game, so I'm not saying anything at this point. All I'm going to do you know what? I'm going to demand more from the players. Let's push a little bit further. Let's push on. If we can get a fourth, I'll be happier. And on 70 minutes, everyone seems to be holding up. Shea Charles is struggling, but I don't have Winter on the bench, so he's going to have to see out the whole game. I'm not bringing on Tizard in the back four. We have 5 minutes left to play. I think I can safely make some changes now. Iqbal's going to come off for Lewis. I don't normally like changing the back four, but Tricker is on a booking and on a 6.8, so I'm going to take him off just to save him from getting sent off. And fingers crossed that isn't too much of a change and we can see out this match. But we have a highlight here on 88 minutes. Tizard with a free kick just inside the Crawley half. To Lewis, to Crossdale, to Adebayi. Whipped into Daly, who's in loads of space in the centre. Daly was offside. I did wonder that. He looked like he was in a lot of space for somebody who was in theory meant to be onside. Yeah, there was 3 of them offside there. Daly was the one with the ball though. Unfortunately can't make it 4. But I think that is all she wrote. And it is going to drag it out this last couple of seconds. Crawley have one opportunity just to get a consolation goal. Fossey into the centre. To Colton, who hits the crossbar over the top. And that is going to be it now. He is offside anyway. There we go. Full time. We have rectified the mistakes from the first match. Outstretched arms. Very well played in that game. It does frustrate me though so much the fact that I feel like it was my errors in that first game that cost us the opportunity. Really cost us the opportunity. We'd have been second. We're only a point behind Stockport and Plymouth. Crawley were on a 13-game unbeaten run. I mean, that makes that game all the sweeter, if I'm honest. Right, where are we going to come back? I think I'm going to push on through April. There's not really any games I want to show there. But we do have Colchester, Plymouth, Stockport, all in the last couple of games. Carlisle's in there as well. I might, depending on how things are going, I might maybe do double episodes back to back at the end of the season, depending on how things are. Or I might just come back for the final 2 games of the season, depending on the situation in terms of points. And if you enjoyed that, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of brand new FM21 videos as they come out. And thank you very much for watching.